Hi guys, welcome to Code Artisan Lab. This is video number 27 for hotel payment system in Django with Next.Js. In this video, we will work on the invoice module, right? In our previous video, we have seen that how we can show the room booking list in the user dashboard, and this is the list. So now we need to create the invoice, right? So as soon as booking, as soon as user create the booking, we will create the invoice, right? And we will show here the link. So and the invoice view is looks like I'm going to show you. So it will looks like this, right? So here we will show the logo, and this is the who creates the invoice, right? And uh, to this is bill to information, and this is invoice number, invoice date, due date, payment date, and here we will show the room number, price, tax, and total, right? And any note we can show here, right? Currently it will only be the one item always, but if we create multiple rooms booking, then we will show all the items, right? So let's try to create this, right? So first of all, we will create the model, invoice model, and then we will create the invoice, and then we will create the template for showing this kind of thing, right? So let's start to do that. Okay, so let's create the model first. So let's open the Visual Studio and let's open the project. Why this is every time I need to open? Okay, so we have opened the project here, right? So first of all, we'll go to the backend and we'll go to the model. So here we have a booking model, right? So now let's create the invoice model, right? So invoice, right? And here we will, so first of all, we will add the booking, right? And then let's comment this for now, right? And then it will be a public ID. We will also add the UUID so that we can that will help us to look up the fields. So this should be UUID equal to models dot UUID field, right? And yeah, this is fine. And then payment status, let me remove this, and then this is the status of default is booking status, then one more status, payment status, which will be a character field, right? Max length equal to 100. Okay, it should not be null. By default it will be pending, right? And then we have a one more thing, the public ID, that we will show that alphanumeric characters. So let's create that. It will be invoice, let's say invoice number, correct? So invoice number, right? And one more thing, due date, right? So due date is a booking date, due date will be the booking date. So we'll say so no need for due date because we can show the booking date in the invoice, right? So this is our booking, it will be connect to booking, right? And booking and UUID, invoice number, this should be one-to-one field. No, this should be one-to-one field. To string on delete, okay, on delete model dot cascade, okay, fine. So booking, UUID, and invoice number, and payment status, correct? So by default invoice number we will add something, let's say null equal to true. So we will create, oh sorry, this is fine. Okay, So let's review one more time. We will return, always we will return self dot invoice number, correct? Okay, so self dot invoice number, right? So now let's see that. So here we have a UUID and it should be unique. So let's copy this one and we can add here. Where is our invoice? Here. Okay, so editable false, unique true, correct? Okay, invoice number, this is fine. Okay, so now let's migrate this py manage.py, make migrations, right? And then py manage.py migrate, right? Then we will, okay, one more thing. Now when we create the booking, right? So we will create the invoice, right? So what we will do here, definition save method, right? No need for all these things, right? And here we don't need anything. This will be save. Okay, so what we will do, okay, we will create a signal, right? With the signal we will save this. So whenever the booking create, then we will call this via signal, right? We will learn it, but let's we have already migrated now. So let's open the pg admin and we will see that. Okay, so let's create the signal for creating the invoice as soon as the booking created, right? And you can see here we have a table for invoice, correct? So what we will do now, here in this rooms app, right, we will create a new file called signals.py, correct? And here from django.db.models.signals import db.models import signals, right? And from django.dispatch import receiver, right? And what this receiver function will do, we will say post, sorry, from the signals we need to import. So here you can see that we have a lot of event. We have mainly 4 events, right? Post, delete, post, initiate, post, migrate, post, save, right? So it means whenever we save the model, particular model we will define here, so it will run the function, right? Let me show you. So here on the post save sender equal to, we have to define the model here. So from rooms dot models import booking. So whenever it receives the post save for booking, it means whenever booking will save, it will run this function, right? So run after create, will say create invoice, right? And it will be save, right? And then it will be created, and then it will be instance star arguments, right? And if created, it means if model is created, then let's say pass, and let's one more thing, let's print this, let's say hello, right? And we need to connect this signal in our app, right? So here we need to we will override the function ready, right? And whenever this app loaded, then signals will be also loaded. So we'll say import rooms dot signals, correct? So if I'm correct, then it should work, right? So let's say py manage dot py run server, accept argument keyword arguments. Okay, so one more thing, we need to define keyword arguments. Okay, all right, so let's try to create the booking. So what we need to do, let's go to room types, right? Single room, right? Then please choose a room 102. Then we'll choose date, we'll choose checkout date, detail will say test, submit. All right, so this is going to, here we have error. Okay, let's say we are not calling this, right? First of all, let's see the error. Sorry, let's see the bookings, it's created or not here. And if I descending order, do the descending order, so 25, so yes, booking is created, but it's not redirecting, right? So let's go to view, and not view actually, uh, 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 go to website view. Oh no, so we have here recent bookings, my bookings. Yeah, this is booking create. Okay, so it should, why this is not showing the data? Let's go to front end source app, not app, components, checkout, oh sorry, rooms booking form. Okay, and then handle form, after that it should go to checkout. Let me remove all the data from here, right? And we will test again, delete, and booking profile, booking invoice, we have invoice data, no, this is invoice, this is booking, and where we are also saving data somewhere, no. Okay, so let's do the booking again, it is going to room types. Okay, let's do the booking again. So room types, single room, right? And then 102, check-in date, checkout date, and then test, and then submit. Okay, so it's working. It means something is not working here, right? So if I say why this is showing pass, let's delete this booking and do now again. This is the beauty of coding, you have to do the same thing again and again. No, yeah. Okay, so we developer also should create the laughing club. Okay, so submit. Okay, so some error is in the, okay, got a one calling booking. Okay, this may be because we have writable field on the serializer color, valid argument. mm, Let me see this again, let me check this again. I think this should be okay. Let me check this again, these arguments. Okay, so we got the issue. The issue is in the serializer. So this should be not writable, right? So we added in the read only fields. Okay, this formatted data. And one more thing, no need to add here the self, right? So once created, okay, so let's one more thing, invoice. And what okay, so we have model uuid. Okay, so uuid, I think it should be created automatically. So objects dot create, right? And it will create automatically. Okay, so invoice number, so invoice number is equal to invoice, right? And then we will add the instance id, and then we will add the timestamp. Okay, so import time, correct? So it will be int time to, right? So here int time to time, so it will convert this is the time seconds, and it will convert to int, so we will not get decimal numbers. So invoice number equal to invoice number, booking equal to instance. Okay, and what else we have, payment status is by default pending. Okay, so invoice, so with this, whenever the booking created, it will create the invoice, right? So let's do one more time. Okay, so let's go to this and create 25, 30, and then test, submit. So it should create the invoice. Let's see. So here you can see that. Okay, so booking is this, uuid also created. So this is the invoice number. Okay, so now we can show this we can show this invoice. Okay, so one more thing that we need to add here, a related name equal to we will say booking invoice, correct? So do we need the migration? Let's check it. Make migration, yes. So manage.py migrate, right? So manage.py run server. Okay, all right, so now we have booking data. Where is that? If we go to dashboard, here a booking history, now we can show the invoice number, amount is correct, and this is also dynamic. We just need to show the invoice number with the link, and when we click on it, then it will show the booking view. Okay, so let's fetch it now. Okay, so what we have done now, we created the invoice serializer. We define the fields invoice number and uuid, and then we have we attach this invoice serializer in the booking serializer, from where we are fetching the booking data. And this invoice serializer, we have defined our related name, and obviously this will be read only. And then we have this invoice, right? So if I see this now, data, you can see here. So what we have now, 63 results, room. Here you can see that invoice number and uuid, right? So let's open the front end. Let's go to front end. We have booking history, correct? So booking history is component here, right? So we need to show the invoice number. So let's say what it is, booking dot invoice number, correct? And here we will say invoice slash, okay, so it will be it will be the link. So what we will do here, invoice slash, right? So this booking, sorry, no need for double bracket. Okay, so invoice UUID, correct? So what is this invoice? It should be correct. And why this is not showing the UU number? Booking dot invoice dot UUID. Okay, let me check again. These three results. Invoice number is correct. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, now let's see. Invoice number is also not correct. Why? Booking dot invoice. Okay, let's see this. Objects are valid, and if I say invoice number, then no. Then if I say invoice number this, okay, let me check it why this is not showing. Okay, so the issue was actually our previous bookings have no invoice, so that when we are trying to fetch here, it was not showing. So what I've done, I've deleted all the previous bookings which have no invoice, and now it is working nice. Okay, so let's create this booking view, sorry, invoice view, and then we are done with this invoice. And if need any improvement, then we will do later. Okay, so let's create the view now. When we click on it, obviously. Okay, so here in the user, let's not in the user actually. Okay, let's say in the user we will create a new folder. It will say invoice, right? And in the invoice we will add here one more folder. It will be slug, we can say, right? What we have in the profile update now, booking history, dashboard, where we have, okay, so room type we have a slug. Okay, so invoice slug, and then we'll in the slug we'll create new file page.js, and page.js we can fetch. Okay, so this is fine now. So page.js, and we will copy this booking history, not booking history actually, let's copy this page. Okay, copy this one. Okay, and paste it here. We'll just remove this booking history now. Right now let's access this invoice. So when we click on it, can't resolve booking history and all, so let me remove this. Okay, so this one is great. Okay, so now here we can show the data of the invoice. Let's create quickly. So first of all is card. Okay, and then we have a, I will directly done with the card body, right? So what we have, 3 rows, 1 2 3, and 4 total, we can say 4 rows, right? So div class dflex, right? Here we will add the logo, right? And here we will add the code artisan lab info, right? Then one, let's give it margin top p 2, let's say 2 3 and 4, right? The second row will be bill to, right? And here the invoice info, right? And the Fourth one is it will be a table, right? So we'll create a div, directly create a table actually. Okay, so we'll say room uh, price, and then text. Actually will not include this text here. Okay, this is fine. Then we have a total, right? And here we'll say notes, and this will be grand total. One more thing, justify content between, right? So it will push the no need to here and need and here need. Okay, let's go to here. So for sections, room price total, let's add a class, so it will look like table bordered. Great. Okay, so now we can just fill the info here, right? So if I say t body tr, so this is the invoice data. Okay, so we need to fetch the invoice data here, right? So when we are click on this, according to this UUID, we need to fetch this data. Okay, so let's fetch the data and show it here, right? And this is simple note. Okay, and let's make it class text light. How do oh, this is actually light. Secondary is fine. Grand total. Okay, so we'll show the invoice total here. Okay, so we need the invoice data here. Okay, so let's fetch it and let's see. Okay, so let's fetch the data according to this invoice UUID, right? So what we need to do, we need to create the API, as well as we need to add a function like this is a room type page, right? And here you can see that we are calling the synchronize function. So I will copy one of the function and paste here, right? And we'll say here this is, we'll say invoice, and then we'll pass UUID, correct? So get data, right? And this get data we will call here, right? So this function is also should be a synchronized function. Okay, export default synchronize, right? And this will be invoice in detail, correct? Okay, and we need the UUID which we need to pass here. So from the params we can get this, right? So we'll pass the param here. It is already in the page router, we just need to get it. Okay, so let's see what we are passing, params dot slug, right? So what we have, right? So here you can see that this is the slug, and we need this one. So params dot slug, and we are passing the UUID, correct? So let's create this API now and fetch the data. Okay, so let's create the API now. So first of all, we will create the URL here. I'm creating this in the rooms app. So this is our URL. Its corresponding view here we have, and the main thing is lookup field is UUID, right? And then we have a invoice serializer in which we define the booking, invoice number, UUID, and payment status. Correct? So let's check this how it is working. And I have added here the console.log so that we can see the data. Correct? So if I refresh this, then you can see here we have a data, right? This is something is wrong in the header, right? So what we need to do here, if we are using the use client, then we have to here use effect, correct, and use state so that we can in the use effect, sorry, constant user set user equal to use state empty, correct, and what is this, sorry, and then use effect, right, and then here we have in this what we will do, we will get the user, right, and then we will set this user. So set user, correct, and dependency is nothing, so we'll add here, right? So it should not show the error now. Okay, so let's refresh it. Let's see now. Okay, so no error is showing, so it's working correct. Actually we are this is a client component, so we have to keep the data in use effect, right? So okay, so data is coming, booking, invoice number, UUID, right? So we can show the data. So if I go to the page, right, and then we need to this is a invoice detail, right? So this invoice detail we can show here. This is bill to and this is invoice info, correct? So here we can show that the first thing is invoice detail dot invoice number, right? So if I go here, you can see that invoice number, right? Let's make the margin padding 0, sorry, margin 0, right? And then we have invoice date. So invoice date is what? Let's go to model. Okay, invoice date is the same as a booking date, right? But in the booking we have only the it's coming, it's fetching only the ID, right? So we need to give few things. Okay, so what we need to do, we need, when we are representing the data, we need the nested data, right? So let's see that how we can fetch the nested data in the Django Rest framework. Okay, so for fetching the nested data, right, so we have created a one more serializer, invoice detail serializer, and here we have defined the booking, right, and we are fetching the booking serializer here, right? So it should fetch all the booking related data, right? So let's see that. So if we go to the PM here, you can see, so data is coming, so we can show that, right? So let's go to page, right, and this is the invoice number, right? This is invoice number, then we need a booking date. So what we will do, booking date, right? Okay, and then we have payment date and due date, right? So this is invoice number, and we need, okay, the representation of a booking date is not correct, so we need things that how we can represent the date, right? So from the model we can do this. So this is book, where is the booking, get booking date, right? So are we fetching this formatted date? Okay, formatted date, right? So this is the date, and then we also need the payment date. I think we should give a label. So invoice number, right? Date, and then the last one should be payment date, right? It will be empty because we didn't add the payment yet, right? And then we have one more thing, status. So if payment is done, then we will add here in the span text class name text success, we will add here paid, correct? So this is invoice number, and okay, payment date, and if it's due then due, and it will not show the payment date, right? And this is bill to where is that bill to user here. Okay, so it will same as, but we need to fetch the data of user, that who booked the room, right? So here we will show the name. Okay, so what we need to do here, okay, let's see the serialize booking. So booking have a user, so we need this user data, correct? So if I go to serializer and user and invoice, okay, so booking has should we have user. Okay, so let's copy this one and paste here, and we will say we don't have user serializer, so let's create it, user. So we'll say user serializer, right? And we'll fetch the user from the models. Where is user? Here. Okay, so this is user, and I will fetch all the data. Well, this is not a preferred method, but we should define the fields, but I'm fetching all the data here. Okay, so booking serializer, and we need sorry, we need this user serializer, right? And this will be defined as user. So let's see, it should show the user data also. Let's see that how it is showing. So this is showing the user data. Okay, so we need a full name, and then we can show email, right? And in the user serializer, right, in the user serializer we can also fetch, okay, so we also need one more okay, let's create here one more serializer, profile serializer, right? So we'll say profile serializer, and this will be the profile, and it should be fetch from review contract review. Okay, so it will fetch from the website app. Okay, so let's from website dot models import profile, correct? So profile serializer, this is profile, and in this we need to fetch the user serializer. So user equal to user serializer, correct? So, and we will call this profile serializer in our booking, correct? Okay, so let's see now. This is a 2-3 times nested serializer, I think. Let's see. The serializer field might be named incorrectly, not match any attribute. User instance. Okay, let's go to profile. What is this? Let's go to profile. Profile is correct. User. If I go to serializer, this is booking serializer. This is saying user. Okay. Actually, we need to say profile, right? So I think it should correct now. Let's see. Error fetch. Okay, I think refresh is required. No error. The field profile was declared on serial booking but has not been included in the fields option. Fields option. Oh, I included at the wrong place. Sorry. Now what is the issue? Now field booking instance original exception text or booking object has no attribute profile. Uh, let's say user. Let's keep it a user. We will see that. We will see the profile later. Let's keep the user for now. Let's complete the functionality. Now what is the issue? So we have this 2 times. So we have a user serializer. All right, should work now. Okay, so we can fetch the data here, user data. So let's go to page. Sorry. So full name, right? So what it will be, invoice detail dot booking dot user dot first name, right, and then last name. Okay, right, and then copy this and we can show the email, right? I think 2 things are enough. Okay, so Suraj Kumar and SK call, right? Then we can show the booking data here. So let's show the booking data. TD, okay, and then invoice detail dot booking dot room number, is it correct? Yes. Okay, so is it fetching all the nested data of room number or not? No, it's not fetching the room number data, it's only fetching. So do we have a room number is with the foreign key? Okay, so we need one more serializer. So this is room number and we have a room number here, and we should have a room serializer, right? So copy this one and we'll give room serializer. Let's fetch all, correct, and this will be room, and then we'll fetch here room number, correct? So let's see, objects are valid in, what is this? Oh, I think it is because of this thing. Let's see now. So it should fetch the room data. So what we have, so we have room number, ID, room number and all this. Okay, so let's say room number dot room number. Better define room. No, room number is correct. Okay, so room number this, and then we can show the booking amount now, right? So this is booking amount, right? Text is nothing, so I will keep this column empty, right? And this booking amount is same here because no quantity and text, right? So the booking amount will be same. Grand total will be also same because we are not calculating the multiple things here, right? Okay, so this is the thing. This is here we can put our Code Artisan Lab logo, and this is the Code Artisan Lab India, uh, who is a biller, right? And this is the user, this is the invoice detail, right? We can put the download and print functionality also, but let's keep it a simple. So this is the thing, this is the invoice, as simple as we can show, right? So when we click on the booking history, what is this, what, why this is showing like this? Are we doing something wrong here? Objects are not validated, found object with the keys ID room number. If you are okay, I understand, because if I go to booking history, right, and we have invoice, where is room number? Okay, so this is the room number, we need to show like this, right? Okay, so this is due, and we should show due actually in the invoice detail. So let's go here, right, and we'll show text danger, and this will be due, then it will not show payment date, right? So date is this, due is this. Okay, so we are done with the booking history and the invoice. Later we will see that how we can apply the functionality for delete, right? So I think you understand all the things. If you have any question, any query, then please ask in the comment section. And this was 27th video, right? Yeah. So thank you so much for watching the video, and please share, subscribe, like this channel, share this channel, like this video, right? And also if you want to do the practice for Django or Laravel or anything, then please go to projectsplaza.com. You can download the projects, right? And this is support for me also. And if you need this project, this hotel management system project, then you can uh, I have uploaded all the things on GitHub, but it's not totally free. Videos are obviously free, but code is not. You have to give some support, and then I will provide you the source code, right? So with this, I'm going to end this video, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I will try to upload more videos as soon as I can, and I will try to complete this project as soon as possible, right? So thank you so much. I need your support, so support me please. Thank you.